Okay, so I'm gonna be going out to the park to pick up some trash with a trash bag. I do not have any gloves, but you should probably wear gloves if you're gonna do this to clean the park. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over to the park, see if I can pick up as much trash as I can as possible, and once I do, I'll let you guys know how much I found. Hopefully find a lot, save some animals. Okay, see ya. So the problem I have identified is littering, and littering is something that kills many animals. So in this part over here, I did not have a very good working microphone, but I arrived to the park and I found a few water bottles already on the side of the street. So I obviously knew that there was a lot of trash at the park, and I explained how I would be saving animals from getting stuck in those bottles or eating those bottles and getting intoxicated, because that is a huge problem. And I have a website that I will later include in the video where you can see how different types of plastic and trash affects animals and how it kills them. This is really sad because I love animals. I'm an animal person, and I don't want littering to be a main cause of why they die. And there's actually 100 million marine animals that die each year from trash, which is a lot of animals, and that's only marine animals. So I found statistics that say that people will hold a piece of trash for 12 paces before they throw it on the ground, and 75% of all people actually admitted to littering in the past 5 years, which is a lot of people. Most of the littered items are cigarette butts, so people who smoke, they create a lot of harm to the environment. The US alone creates around 250 million pieces of trash each year. If we have more trash cans spread throughout the city of Chicago, we will have less people littering. So the reason why I decided to come to a park and clean is because these areas are usually the areas that are owned by Chicago, and these areas have a lot of people who come here and often have anything ranging from sports games to parties and picnics and stuff like that. So I just came here to clean this whole park up. I cleaned most of it up. I wasn't able to clean all of it because it's kind of starting to rain. Okay, so what I was saying was that here in Chicago, these parks are owned by Chicago, and they should probably put more trash cans around in order to throw out their trash. And I know there's a few trash cans in like the corner of the park, but that's just like 2 or 3 trash cans in the same spot. They should probably spread them out around the city, you know, so people don't have the temptation to throw something away on the ground because they don't want to carry it themselves, carry it to a trash can all the way to the other side of the park. So if you put trash cans around, maybe one at least on each side of the park, it will be perfectly fine, and they'll instead of having to walk all the way to the opposite side of the park, they could just throw it out there. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to make in this video. Chicago, please do put some trash cans around parks and areas like these where there's a lot of people who meet up, in order for there to be less trash and litter lying around, and then you won't have to spend as much money in order to clean these parks and beaches and stuff like that. So please do that. Alright, so it's time to go home and write a letter to Chicago and tell them that they need to get some trash cans. Yeah. So I had to record this again because for some reason my phone microphone doesn't really work, so I had to get some headphones and use this microphone. So what I wanted to say is that I finally finished my letter to Chicago Streets and Sanitation. I will print it out, put it in an envelope, and send it to them. I will also turn this into an email and send it to them that way, so they can get multiple views on what the problem is, and what I want them to do about it. And what I do want them to do about it is to put trash cans out, so people have less of a reason in order to litter. Because if there's a trash can closer to them, they have no excuse to just throw trash out onto the ground, rather than having to spend millions of dollars every year on cleaning the streets, which is very expensive, and that does not solve the problem. It's just repetitive. You have to clean over and over again. It's not going to fix the problem. What's going to fix the problem, or at least slow it down, is putting trash cans out, because less people will litter. Okay, so this is the letter I sent to Chicago Streets and Sanitation. That's me. So it's the day before the project is due, and so far, this is my reflection, and so far I did not get an email back or a letter back, and so I would say this project is technically a fail, but I could have also tried to set up a meeting or actually call them, but I wasn't able to do that, and uh, I did learn a lot from this project. I learned how to bring up an issue that I care about, so I can actually do something about it instead of just having to deal with it. And if anything comes up, I guess I'll know. And I had a lot of fun making this project, all the videos. It was fun cleaning the parks. Some people also told me that uh, that I was doing a good job, and that they were glad that somebody was actually cleaning the parks. So I guess I might still clean parks once in a while, but I don't know if I will. It's just a maybe, because cleaning parks is not the most sanitary thing to do. I found interesting items, for example, yeah, very interesting items. So my last message is to not litter and throw all your trash into garbage can. If you can, carry around a bag or something that you can put your trash in, so you don't have to carry it around in your hand, because I know that can get annoying. So thank you for watching. This is my bibliography, the few sources that I used in my research that I talked about before. If you want to see what those videos are of how animals are affected by specific different types of litter, you can check out this website. It's called PETA.org, and they have videos and pictures of how animals are hurt by all these trash items that people throw out.